Will Tadej Pogacar be minded to ask Brandon McNulty to ride through and really give a big dig here? Looks like they're going to come back.
Yeah, I think it will come back here, but it's wasting a lot of energy for some riders down the back here, but it's also burning energy for both Remco and Tadej at the front of the race here.
Magnus Sheffield is part of that chase group, and the mass ranks, such as it is, there's at least 3 riders from the Groupama FDJ squad trying to close this gap. It looks as if they're just cruising. They're anything but. Brandon McNulty, that beautiful, almost languid style, and that relatively low cadence, is grinding away on a big old gear and asking a huge question of the chasers behind. Well, they're going to make it on, but at what cost? There's riders sitting in the wheels here. Well, they're blowing smoke through their ears at the moment and wondering if they'll still have the legs to answer the big question when we arrive onto the climb. Guillaume Martin looks like he's up for this one. He's got the jacket off, second in line of the Groupama FDJs. He's going to have to continue to close the gap, so Gregoire presumably a little bit further back at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit of panic stations there from everyone in the group behind. They're getting gapped on the descent as we're now coming into the bottom of the Mu de Huy. A couple of 100 meters until we turn right.
That's the youngest rider in the bike race, Nordhagen, 20 years of age, still involved and still close to the front of it at the end, but he's surely not going to be involved in the distribution of the big prizes at the end of the day. That's between the likes of UAE Team Emirates, Arkea B&B as well. Vauquelin has moved up and put himself into prime position. Remco Evenepoel. And we're starting to see the first arrival of Tom Pidcock up to the front for the Q36.5, that Red Bull helmet. The world champion Tadej Pogacar wants to own it into the right-hander on the approach to the final climb of the day. Inside 2 kilometers to go, and the Mu de Huy beckons.
It definitely does. Right now you want to be in that position just behind the UAE Team Emirates riders, where you got Remco Evenepoel sitting, you got Tom Pidcock sitting in there as well, and now Thibaut Nies has got himself up here. Has he got anything left? Has he been playing games with us?
Well, he's looked as if he's been struggling and on something of a rearguard action. Not physically struggling, you understand, but he's short of teammates. He's lost his strongest teammate and perhaps one of the pre-event favourites, Matthias Schellmoser, but nonetheless Thibaut Nies is thereabouts. And what's a stunning job, you have to say, being done by Nordhagen. Good day out for Norway, but are they going to get the win today? Tish Benoit, his teammate, a little bit further ahead, already rocking as the gradient starts to grip for these riders, and Brandon McNulty sets a searing tempo that few can follow, certainly few can contemplate moving up. And here's Jan Christen coming back up to assist for Tadej Pogacar, and that's good news for him. Remco Evenepoel and Tom Pidcock and Kevin Vauquelin and Ben Healy also in prime position. What about this from Magnus Sheffield after his puncture? He's still very much in prime position. Thibaut Nies there as well, as looking for an opportunity to just sort of gravitate up towards the front, shorn of one of his race numbers, and into the final grippy bit of this climb and onto the final 900 meters. Well, 1,300 meters in total for the length of the climb. What about this from Jan Christen, the Swiss rider, as he moves up and onto the front?
I'll tell you what, the pace that Christen is setting here is pretty special. So
Mara Schmidt into position as well, doing a really good job.
Looking good.
Ben Healy looks as if he's got some legs for something a little bit more than this, and he's going to need more than this, because Tadej Pogacar is waiting to explode, as indeed is Remco Evenepoel. Vauquelin is there or thereabouts as well, and also a good time for Lenny Martinez to make an appearance up in front for the Bahrain Victorious squad. Other teams trying to fight their way back into contention. Tish Benoit further back than might be advised. It's Healy got to go for a late or an early one, and that's got to be the way that the Irish rider has to play it. EF Education Easy crazy post. No, he's their man, and Tadej Pogacar is equal to that one, and he's left, and he's gone. Tadej Pogacar hits the steep bit, and can anyone follow? Ben Healy is left floundering. Remco Evenepoel, Vogeland and the rest have nothing to answer that kind of pace and strength. And, well, he's just floated up that climb as if it didn't exist. And Tadej Pogacar has a huge advantage now inside the final half kilometre. Still plenty of this climb remaining, and Ben Healy's still in front of Vogeland and the rest, but it's Tadej Pogacar that is going for glory here in Flèche Wallonne, and surely he's not coming back from there. Imperious form. They said he might be a little bit tired. They said maybe he should take a break after Amstel Gold. He said, I only pin a number on to go for glory and to go for victory today, and he's inside the final couple of 100 metres. The road still rises and is still super demanding. Vogeland second in line. Remco Evenepoel, well, no, he bows his head, and clearly it's in defeat today. He's not going to get the win. He and his team took it to the rest today, but it is the UAE Team Emirates squad and Tadej Pogacar, the world champion, that is going to get the glory today unless something remarkable happens. Wonderful response too from Kevin Vogeland. He's on fine form. Second last year. Second, surely the best that he can hope for today, because he's easing up, composing his victory celebration. He's done it again. 2 times in 3 years, and now Tadej Pogacar, another stunning podium success. This time it's victory in Flèche Wallonne 2025. Big response behind, and Vogeland is just going to hang on for second. Pidcock coming with a late run to the podium. Martinez, Healy and the rest exhaustedly piled their way across the line, but what a show of strength that was from Tadej Pogacar. They'll be grinding their way up this climb. They were within seconds of him approaching the bottom of the climb. They'll be minutes down by the time some of them get to the top of this hill. That's how demanding Mordui is in Flèche Wallonne, and that's how impressive the performance of this man has been.